It can be pretty scary to order in a French bakery for the first time and order in French for the first time. And I think the worst thing for foreigners is when they're trying so hard and no one seems to understand what they're saying. So if you don't want that to happen, you have to focus on pronunciation and not just vocab. So nowadays, it's very easy to get a French translation. You go on Google Translate, you go on ChatGPT, and you get it, but they're not going to tell you how to pronounce each word correctly. So they're just going to say the sentences, but then people don't know how to move their tongue and how to move their mouth in order to sound French. So in this video, I'm going to show you three very common sentences that we say in a bakery, and I'm going to show you exactly how to move your tongue, your lips, and your mouth in general in order for you to sound more like a French native person. Let's see how it works. For the first sentence, we have Bonjour, je vais prendre un croissant s'il vous plaît. Let's see how it works. Okay, so for the first word, we have bonjour. So if you pay attention, you'll see that I barely open my mouth. Okay, bonjour. A lot of English speaking people tend to open their mouth too much, like bonjour, like this, bonjour. But we don't open our mouth, okay, too much, just enough, okay, to say it. For the first syllable, we have bon. We don't pronounce the N, okay, in bon. O and together in French makes a nasal sound, which is You have to have the lips rounded like this. The back of your tongue is going to go up to make that nasal sound. Okay, you have to feel it in your nose. Bon. Okay. For the next syllable, you have jour, jour. So it's not going to be jour. We don't have that j sound in French. So let's say that this is the roof of your mouth and this is your tongue. Okay. So if you say je, you're going to have the front part of the tongue going up and then drop like this. Okay, so it's going up, touching the roof of the mouth, and then you'll have to put it down. Okay, and it makes that sound. Jo, 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 jour, jour. Okay, but in French, you have to go really, really close to the top and then make that sound. Okay, so you have to let enough space for that airflow. Okay, but you're not going to touch the roof of the mouth and then drop it like in that j sound. Okay, bonjour. For the last part, the R sound that you hear at the end, it's very soft. So to make that soft R, you're going to have the tip of the tongue touching the lower teeth like this. Okay, it stays down. The tip of the tongue is not moving. Okay, only the middle part of your tongue is going to move up like this. Wait, let me show you with a light. Bonjour. See? Bonjour. So here I'll open to show it to you, but your mouth is supposed to be closed, okay? Not closed, but it's not supposed to be open too much. So in the end, you have bonjour, bonjour, bonjour. Can you try to say it? Bonjour, bonjour. Okay, so that's for the first word. Then we have that same j sound with je, so you're gonna have that position. The tip of the tongue is also behind the lower teeth. Je, je. Okay. Second word is v. So you're gonna have this smiling face, okay, to make it to make that sound. Je vais et. Okay, same thing. Tip of the tongue stays right behind the lower teeth. Okay, and you're gonna have the corners here. Right, this here is gonna go up a little bit. Et. Je vais. Also, it's very short. The sound is not long like in English. We don't have long vowels like a. Okay, so it's gonna sound like je, V, E. Okay? For the next word, we have prendre. Okay, this one is a little bit tricky. So in here, we have a different type of R. So this one is going to be pronounced more towards the back of the mouth. And to make that R sound, so the tip of the tongue stays down, like here. Okay, right behind the lower teeth. And this time, the back, you're going to try to lift the back of your tongue towards the uvula there. So thanks to that uvula at the back of your mouth, you're going to be able to have that vibration that's going to give you that r sound. Okay, so you can get that sound is if you try gargling also, like this. Okay, but in here you don't have to go that deep. Okay, so you just need to lift the back of the tongue up towards the uvula, and the tip of the tongue has to stay down. So this is how it looks like. Pr, pr. Let me show you with the light. Pr, 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 pr. See how it's going up? So you're going to combine this with the nasal sound en. To make that nasal sound, you just need to drop your jaw like this. En. And you're not going to pronounce the N. So here I'm going to combine both. Prend, prend, like this. Okay? Then next is dre, prendre. Okay, so to pronounce that T, make sure the tip of the tongue is right behind the upper teeth. There. Dre, dre, dre. Okay? So you're gonna have the tongue touching here. Dre, and as soon as it goes down, the back of your tongue is gonna go up towards the uvula. Let's see if I can show you. Prendre, prendre. Okay? Prendre. Let's see now the next word. Un. For that one, it's also a nasal sound, but it's a smiling nasal sound, so you need to have this smile to pronounce it. Un. Un. And what you're going to do is connect that un sound to the previous word. So it's going to sound like this. Prendre. Prendre. Okay? So let's see from the beginning. Bonjour, je vais prendre un. Prendre un. Okay? Okay, next word is croissant. Croissant. Okay, let's see how it works. So here you're going to have that K sound first. K, K. Okay? So you're going to feel that you're touching the roof right of the mouth. K, K, K. Okay? But to get the R sound right after, so it's your K is going to be like this. Your tongue is going to drop, okay, K, to make that sound. And then the back of the tongue is going to move up towards the uvula. Okay, so it's going to be like K, 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 like this. It's going to move like this. Okay? So remember, the tip of the tongue doesn't move. K, K, like this, right? Let me show you. K, K, K. Next sound is oa, oa. So you're going to combine k and oa. Croix, croix. And then sang, en. So the an is the en sound. So you're going to drop your jaw, and it's going to be the same sound as in prendre. Okay, so the en in prendre is going to be the same sound as the an in croissant. Okay? Same spelling, different spelling, but same sound. So, croissant, un croissant. So you're not going to pronounce the T at the end of croissant. The next word we have is s'il. So to pronounce that s'il, you need to have the L going up, but right behind the upper teeth. So usually in English, you tend to have the L a little bit more in the back, and people say s'il, s'il, s'il. But in French, the L is really right behind the teeth. Le, le, like this. Le. S'il, s'il, s'il. Okay? So we have s'il, vous, and then plaît, et. So that plaît, et is going to be the same sound as in je vais, et. Okay? S'il vous plaît, et. So here you have a little smile there. Okay, so let's try to read the whole thing really slowly. Bonjour, je vais prendre un croissant, s'il vous plaît. So this time I'm going to try to connect everything to make it sound more natural. Bonjour, je vais prendre un croissant, s'il vous plaît. Okay? And the natural way. Bonjour, je vais prendre un croissant, s'il vous plaît. For the second sentence, we have Bonjour, je voudrais un pain au chocolat, s'il vous plaît. Let's see how it works. Okay, so we have bonjour. This one you know how to say it now. And then we have je voudrais. So ou, when you have that ou sound, so the tongue is a little bit, so it's not touching the teeth here, but it's a little bit hanging in the middle. Ou, there, okay? Like this. Ou, there, okay? Je vous, and then très. Remember, the D sound is made here. There, okay? The très. And as soon as the tip of the tongue goes down, the back of the tongue goes up towards the uvula, right? Je voudrais, and you have to have this smile there to have this E sound. Okay? Je voudrais un. So here I just open my mouth a little bit more to have this un sound. Okay? Je voudrais un pain. Same sound. Un pain. Okay? So A-I-N together makes the same sound as U-N. Okay? The next one is AU together makes O sound. Is a very small and short sound. O. Okay? O. And then choco, same O sound. So it's not a O sound, it's O, like this. Au chocolat. And here you really need to open. Chocolat. And you don't pronounce the T at the end of chocolat. Okay? So let's try from the beginning. Bonjour, je voudrais un pain au chocolat. S'il, remember the L is made here, right there. Okay, just like the D. It's right here. S'il vous plaît. And the smiling face. Et, s'il vous plaît. Okay? Okay, let's try the whole thing. Bonjour, je voudrais un pain au chocolat, s'il vous plaît. Let's try. Okay, so now let's try to connect everything to make it sound more natural. Bonjour, je voudrais un pain au chocolat, s'il vous plaît. See how I connect the vowels here? The vowel sound, sorry. So here you're going to say Bonjour, je voudrais un et un. Bonjour, je voudrais un pain au chocolat, s'il vous plaît. Okay, so now if I try to read the whole thing naturally, it goes like this. Bonjour, je voudrais un pain au chocolat, s'il vous plaît. Let's try. Okay, so this is for the second sentence. For the last sentence I have, merci, au revoir, bonne journée. Let's see how it works. Okay, so here I have mais. Here I'm going to open my mouth a little bit. Eh, eh. The tip of the tongue is not going to move, okay? It's going to stay glued to the bottom teeth, okay? And then the back, not the back, but the middle part of your mouth is going to go up because this is a soft R. So I'm not going to say merci by lifting up the back of the tongue towards the uvula, but I'm just going to lift the middle part of the tongue towards the top like this. Merci. 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 Can you see? And even when I pronounce that C, that tip of the tongue doesn't move. Okay? Merci. Merci. Can you try? Okay. So next one is au revoir. Okay, this is how we pronounce, this is how it's supposed to be pronounced, but in reality, people say au revoir, not au revoir, like you might have learned in school. So I'm going to show you how we actually pronounce it. So here you're going to open your mouth, oh, like this, oh. You're going to lift the middle part of the tongue, like in merci for the R sound. Or, wait, let me show you. Or, like this. Au revoir, and then you have that voix sound. Au revoir, and then you're going to lift the middle part of the tongue again for that R sound. It's very soft. Au revoir, au revoir, au revoir. See how it moves up? Okay. And the last one is bonne. So I'm going to open my mouth a little bit here. Oh, bonne jour. And here again, the middle part of the tongue is going to go up for the soft R. Bonne journée. E, smiling E sound. Okay? All right, let's try. So I'm going to say the whole thing. Merci, au revoir, bonne journée. Let's try. Are you okay? So I'm going to say it one more time. Merci, au revoir, bonne journée. This is a very common thing we say. Okay. And that's it for this video. Let me know if it helps in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!